Hi, Grant. This is Auntie, and this is my classroom. When I'm not with you, this is where I am. And I bet it looks familiar because you watch so many videos. This is the storybook spot, and that's my bin of stories. I like to read to the class, and I'm going to read you one of my favorite books, okay, Grant? So get comfy. Auntie's going to read you a story. Come sit with Auntie at the storybook spot. This book is called The Library. I hope that next time we go to the library, you like it more. You will after hearing this story. The Library by Sarah Stewart. Pictures by David Small. Are you looking at the pictures, Grant? Look at the pictures. Elizabeth Brown entered the world dropping straight down from the sky. Elizabeth Brown entered the world skinny, nearsighted, and shy. So not like you, Grant, because you're not shy. She didn't like to play with dolls. She didn't like to skate. She learned to read quite early and at an incredible rate. She always took a book to bed with a flashlight under the sheet. She'd make a tent of covers and read herself to sleep. Do you know what, Grant? I remember your mama doing that when we were little, hiding under the sheet. Elizabeth Brown went off to school, dragging a steamer's trunk. Elizabeth Brown unpacked her books, breaking the upper bunk. Just like how many books you have, she has lots of books. She sat in all her classes and doodled on a pad, adrift in dreams of entering a reader's Olympiad, of being the very best reader. She manufactured library cards and checked out books to friends, then shocked them with her midnight rains to collect the books again. Elizabeth Brown preferred a book to going on a date. While friends read out and danced till dawn, she stayed up reading late. Elizabeth Brown is like Auntie, likes to read. She took the train one afternoon and promptly lost her way. She bought a house and settled down to tutoring for pay. You could be a teacher when you grow up, Grant, and then you could read books just like Auntie is. Elizabeth Brown walked into town, summer, fall, winter, and spring. Elizabeth Brown walked into town looking for only one thing. She didn't want potato chips. She didn't want new clothes. She went straight to the bookstore. May I have one of those? Do you want Auntie to get you a book when I visit? May I have one of those? May I have a book? Elizabeth Brown walked right back home and read and read and read. She even read while exercising and standing on her head. Can you read a book like that, Grant? Could you stand on your head and read a book? She made a list of groceries and tucked them in her book, then lost the list while in the fruits and left with nothing to cook. She read about Greek goddesses while vacuuming the floor. Attending only to her book, she walked into a door. She walked into the door, Grant. She vacuums like how you like to vacuum. Books were piled on top of chairs and spread across the floor. Her shelves began to fall apart as she read more and more and more. Big books made very solid stacks on which teacups could rest. Small books became building blocks for busy little guests. She has a nephew like I have a nephew. That's you, Grant. When volumes climbed to the parlor walls and blocked the big front door, she had to face the awful fact she could not have one more. You can, though. You can have more books. Elizabeth Brown walked into town that very afternoon. Elizabeth Brown walked into town whistling a happy tune. She didn't want a bicycle. She didn't want silk bows. She went straight to the courthouse. May I have one of those? The form was for donations. She quickly wrote this line. I, E. Brown, give to the town all that was ever mine. So she gives them all her books. When I go away one day, Grant, you can have all my books. Elizabeth Brown moved in with a friend and lived to a ripe old age. They walked to the library day after day and turned page after page after page. I hope you liked this storybook, Grant. If you did, I can make you another one. Do you want me to read you a book called Dude? It's very funny. I could read this one to you next time. I love you, Grant.